Welcome to a new video from Gopal, and this time I'm not in Switzerland but in La Palma. And one of the most or frequently asked questions from the United States is how to interact with parents. And of course what you hear from me is always the context, or within a context of relationship, of trauma healing, of psychotherapy and spirituality. So the question is how to interact with parents. And of course this question arises because they are suffering. They're suffering with the interaction with the parents, and that's why the question comes. And also there's irritation or confusion about the relationship to our physical parents. So my answer is, and this is probably not that what you would expect, is that if you want to live, if you want to go through a deep transformation, if you want to heal, if you want to have a real life, then you must avoid the contact to your physical parents at all. So stop any interaction with your parents, whether it is with mobile phones or email or physical contact or even with letters. Stop immediately any contact to your physical parents. You could say, you could tell them, I need, for example, I need a year or so complete silence, and I don't want to have contact with you for at least 1 year. And then refuse any contact at all. That means if you receive letters, don't open them. If there's a letter from your parents, don't open it, put it back to the post office, send it back. Emails from your parents, don't read them, directly delete them. So this is important to first to disconnect on the physical level. Yeah, this is important. And then also stop thinking about your parents. As soon as your parents appear in your mind, refuse it. Yeah, focus on something else. Because if your parents think about you intensively and even with strong emotions, they will appear in your mind. And you have to also disconnect the energetic connections. And this is done by just not fighting against it, but just focusing to something else. Yeah, for example, this can be very intensive. Yeah, like as if they are inside of you. And if that happens, for example, concentrate on something, read a book, fully concentrated for a time, and then you will see it will disappear. And if it comes back again, don't allow your parents to appear in your own mind, so that you really disconnect completely from them. And this is not against your parents, absolutely not. It's just to give you a space, for example, for 1 or 2 years to heal yourself, because your parents have caused all the trouble and the suffering. Yeah, that's a fact. And it's in a way hard. Yes, it's hard at the beginning. But then, if you do that, you will have the capacity to connect to other people on the same level. So to really deepen your relationships to friends, to your partner. And as long as there is there a bondage or strong energy channels to your parents, this doesn't allow you to fully connect to the world and to fully live your life, because something is pulling you back to your parents. Yeah, so first disconnect, then deepen the relationships to the people you have in your life. And this is something you can do. You don't need your parents anymore. What you need for a happy, really happy life is that you are able to have deep relationships to people on the same level. And if your transformation is complete, and this will transform you because you are then forced to overcome your old patterns that work with your parents, it will not work with your friends and your partner. So you have to die. The ego has to die. But then you have the connection and the life and the energy you want with the world. And then your suffering is transformed. And from there, from a stable connection to other people, you can, why not, visit your parents or interact with them. But then you come from a completely different position. Yeah, you have fully realized that you don't need them anymore. They cannot play their games with you. And yeah, there's probably, from my point of view, if I would tell from my own situation, there's only compassion, but there's no dependency anymore. Yeah, and if it doesn't feel well, I go somewhere else, and I have contact with my parents only very few times in a year, and I'm fully happy with that. You will go through deep feelings of guilt and stuff like that. That's the price. In a way, you have to abandon your parents inside and leave them. Otherwise, there's no possibility for a fulfilled life. Yeah, that's how to interact with parents. And the simple answer is, let them go. Leave them alone. Live your own life. Connect to other people, not to your parents.